How much was Tupac worth when he died? Tupac Shakur, popularly known by his stage name Tupac, was an American rapper and actor who died in 1996 with a net worth of $200,000. Please read the thorough paragraph at the bottom of this article for a complete explanation of Tupac's complicated finances at the time of his death. Tupac Shakur was a massively famous rapper and actor who was noted for his politically and socially sensitive lyric. He has sold more than 75 million records worldwide to date. He was tragically slain at the age of 25 in Las Vegas in 1996, in a case that remains unsolved to this day. At the time of his death, Shakur had relatively few assets. He had a checking account with less than $105,000 in it, 2 cars, and a 5-figure life insurance policy in his sister's name. He was serious debt at the time of his death, owing an estimated $4.9 million, despite selling 60 million records and scoring multiple singles. Tupac released 4 studio albums during the course of his life: Tupacalypse Now, 1991, Strictly for My Niggaz, 1993, Me Against the World, 1995, and All Eyes on Me, 1996. Machiavelli, The Don Illuminati, The 7-Day Theory was released after his death in 1996. After his death, he would release a number of further albums. During the later portion of his career, Tupac was extensively involved in the so-called East Coast and West Coast hip-hop rivalry. He was frequently at odds with other rappers, producers, and members of the record industry, most notably Notorious B.I.G., Puff Daddy, and their Bad Boy Records label. Most people believe Tupac was shot several times in a drive-by shooting in Las Vegas, Nevada on September 7, 1996, as a result of his rivalry with B.I.G. and Diddy. 6 days later, he passed suddenly. Death Row Records have given Shakur money for a variety of purchases a year before his death. For recording and music video costs, the firm offered him $2 million. According to Death Row, the record label must recoup that money before a rapper can earn a profit. Tupac Shakur is still one of the best-selling musicians in the world decades after his death. He was known for including politically and socially conscious themes in his songs, which are often inspired by his personal experiences. His mother was a Black Panther Party member. Tupac was also an actor, appearing in films such as Juice, 1992, and Poetic Justice, 1993. He was the owner of several cars: a 1961 Chevrolet Impala, a Hummer H1 from 1996, a Jaguar XJS from 1995, a Range Rover 1996, a BMW 750 Li from 1996, a Rolls-Royce Corniche IV from 1995, and a Mercedes-Benz SL 500. At the time of his death, he faced financial difficulties. Tupac's finances were a disaster at the time of his murder, despite selling $60 million worth of albums in 1996 alone. Tupac had nothing to show for his immense success, according to a forensic lawyer who discovered it just weeks after his death. He didn't own any real estate, he didn't have any retirement funds, he didn't have any stocks. He didn't own the mansion he lived in at the end of his life in Woodland Hills. A 5-figure life insurance policy that went to his half-sister, 2 cars, and a single bank account with $105,000 were his main assets. All those assets were quickly depleted by court expenses and taxes. A Mercedes-Benz SL 500 was the only valuable asset Afeni Shakur received from her son's estate shortly after his death. Tupac's control and value of the estate to his record label Death Row when he died. Afeni inherited the estate because he died without a will. Death Row would eventually be sued by her for failing to pay royalties and failing to fulfill advances promised in his contract. Tupac's financial woes, according to Death Row, are a result of his extravagant spending habits. Death Row presented paperwork demonstrating that in the year leading up to Tupac's death, the group lent him millions of dollars to support his lifestyle. The corporation provided him with a loan of several $100,000, which he used to purchase automobiles and rent various homes for himself and the family. Tupac had piled up a $300,000 bill at a single Los Angeles hotel, which Death Row covered. Tupac negotiated for a $16,000 monthly payment from the label to support his mother. Finally, Tupac's label put up $2 million to cover the album and video costs for Machiavelli, The Don Illuminati. Death Row's distributor Interscope Records quickly paid Tupac's estate $3 million after his mother threatened to prevent the album's distribution until the financial concerns were resolved. Interscope also agreed to pay his estate $2 million over the course of a year and raise his royalty rate from 12 to 18%. Well, use the comment section below to share your thoughts with us. Hope you enjoyed the show. If so, please subscribe to our channel by clicking on the subscribe button. Also show us some love by clicking on the like button below and sharing the video with your friends and family. Turn on the notification button to get your updates on new videos. That's all we had for today. Bye, and see you the next time in the upcoming video.